Hi everyone, it's Miss Young. Welcome back from winter break and Happy New Year. I am so excited for this drawing that we are going to be doing today. So in order for you to get ready for this drawing, we need to have a piece of paper. Don't worry about the post-it notes for me. Piece of paper, pencil, Sharpie, and I just need you to be ready to go. Oh, and of course, at the very end, don't forget, you're going to need crayons. You're going to need something to color with. So paper, pencil, Sharpie, and colors, right? If you don't have a Sharpie, no big deal. Just use your pencil. It's not a big deal. But if you do have a Sharpie and you'd like to use it, then that's awesome. Go ahead and use your Sharpie. But again, if you don't have one, it can just go off to the side. It's no big deal. We don't have to use a Sharpie. So today we are going to be drawing fireworks. I am so excited. Fireworks are one of my favorite things to draw, especially for the new year or for the 4th of July, because that's when we see fireworks the most. So I'm going to be showing you how to draw some very easy fireworks today. So what I'd like you to have ready to go is paper and pencil and be ready to follow along. First things first, of course, though, I'm going to use my Sharpie. Again, if you don't have one, no big deal. To write my name in the bottom corner. We always want to put our name on our artwork. That way we know who did that amazing artwork. Super important. Always put your name on your stuff. Now, I'm doing my paper this way, right? But if you want to turn your paper straight up and down, that's totally okay too. It's up to you. But just so you guys can see it on the screen and see everything, I'm going to do mine sideways. All right, now I'm going to start off with my pencil. For those of you using pencil, awesome. For those of you using Sharpie, if you have a pencil, now would be the perfect time to pull out that pencil and use it. Okay, so we're going to start off with a teeny tiny little dot in the middle of our paper. Now, I mean, it's kind of a circle, but you know, a little teeny tiny dot, just like that. That's where the center of our firework is going to start. Okay, right? Because a firework is this little teeny tiny thing that goes way up into the sky and then it goes boom and it bursts, right? So we're starting off with our dot in the middle and then that's where our firework is going to burst from and come out. Okay, so I'm going to, now that I've drawn that, I don't need my pencil anymore. If you're still using pencil, totally okay. But if you want to switch to Sharpie, now is the perfect time to do that. And I'm going to be drawing some curved lines that are going to come out from our dot, that are going to be the part of the firework that's bursting outwards. All right, so we're going to start with one. And again, they don't have to be straight. I kind of curved mine outwards. That's fine. You can curve it this way or this way. It's totally up to you. And then I'm going to do another one coming from that center dot and coming out in a big curve. And then I'm going to add a few more. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have room for one more, 6. I kind of space them far apart, right? Because our firework doesn't just burst in one direction or burst this way. It bursts all the way around. So all my lines are going to start in the center and come outwards, right? Now I've drawn some long lines, but a firework isn't just 6 long lines and then it's over. No, it has lots of different bursts to it. So we're going to draw some more lines and I'm going to start kind of not so close to the dot, maybe out a little bit and draw another, maybe a medium-sized line. And then maybe even farther, another one, a medium-sized line. And then maybe a little one right here. Then I'm going to come into this next section and I'm going to do some more. 1, 2, and you'll notice again, this one's kind of almost closer, but then this one's a little farther out, and that's totally okay. I'm gonna do a really teeny tiny one right there. And then another one. So all of these lines are coming towards the center of our dot right here, okay? But they don't have to go all the way to the dot. There can be some space in between them. All right, then gonna go through each section, just like that, and draw some different curved lines. They can be all different sizes, and they can go any which way. We don't want them to be wiggly lines, right? We just want them to be curved lines. So try to keep them curved. They don't have to be perfectly straight. Out like this, every which way. just like that. Okay, and I think I want one more right there. Yep, there we go. Okay, now we have our lines, but this isn't really something that we can color in, right? These are just lines. There's nothing to color. So we want to turn them into shapes. And here's where I'm going to bring in my Post-it note. So you don't have to draw on this part. This is just for you to watch. Let me kind of move that out of the way. All right, so we're going to be drawing, actually, let me just move the paper all the way out of the way. We're going to be drawing something called a teardrop shape. And a teardrop shape looks like this. It comes down, over in a curve, and back up. So it kind of looks like a triangle, like I'm starting a triangle like this. But then instead of having a flat like that, a flat bottom to it, we're not going to do that. We're going to start with our triangle shape, and then there's going to be a round part of the bottom. So it's going to come down, over, and up. It's going to make a teardrop shape. Now, we've drawn a lot of lines on our paper, and if we were to make our teardrop shapes, like, these are kind of fat. If we were to make them look like that, then it would take up too much space. So what you're going to do is you're actually going to take those lines. So let's pretend that that's one of my lines on my firework. And you're going to make really long, really skinny teardrops. So I'm going to have just a teeny tiny little curve. Looks like a really, really long, skinny candy cane. And then it's going to come right back up like that. Okay, so we don't want them to look like this because this is too big. Right? It's too wide. We want them to be really long, really skinny fireworks. Really long, really skinny fireworks. They look like really, really long teardrops. Okay, so now that we've gone over that, let's put this right in the corner so we remember. We're going to follow our lines, and we're going to turn these into teardrops. Now, I'm going to start with this line right here. So it comes down, and then I'm going to follow along. Really, really skinny, and curve that line back up, just like that. Okay, now let's try another one. It comes down right here. We follow along with our pencil or our Sharpie, curve really skinny, and back up, just like that. So that's what you're going to do for each one of the lines that you've just made. Okay, you're going to go around to each one. Nice and slow. Take your time. There's no rush. And you're going to turn each line that you've made into one of those really, really skinny teardrops. So it's going to start to kind of look like a big splash. Like there was a drop of water that went, woo, drop, and then it splashed everywhere. So taking our time, nice and slow. Come around. Like that. Go to the next one. Alrighty. Now, these teardrops, they're all kind of facing downward, right? Just like we drew on our Post-it. Hey, but when we get to these are going to be different. Okay, so these are going to be the same thing. They're just going to be upside down. So if we have a line like this, instead of curving at the bottom, we're going to curve at the top and do the same thing and have it come down like that. So it's going the opposite direction. So with these ones up here, above our dot in the center, you're doing the exact same thing, just the opposite, where the teardrop is going upwards instead of down. Take your time, there's no rush. We have all the time in the world. Just like that. And don't forget, I've already skipped a few. I need to go back and finish these. We don't want to skip any lines. We want each one. If it helps to turn your paper, that's totally okay. Makes it easier on your hand. We want each line to be filled in to look like a really long, skinny teardrop. Right? Just like that. Over and down, over and down. See, now we have this space in between our lines so that then we can color something in. We can make them really colorful, which is what we're going to work on next. Okay, so almost got, I've got two more, and then I'll be ready to start my next drawing. So there we go. We have a big firework. Now, we have this pencil dot right in the middle. We don't need that anymore because that was just our marker for the center. So you can erase your dot. Mine doesn't erase super well, but that's okay, no big deal. And there we have our beautiful firework. Now this one's pretty big, but I think I also want to have a couple more up here that are small. So I'm going to follow the same steps that I just did. I'm going to start off with my dot. I'm going to draw some lines curving outwards. And I know I'm doing this kind of fast, but I just want to show you guys that you can do these in different sizes. So you don't have to be following along as quickly as I'm drawing this, but you can go your own speed. And then a few more lines. Just like that. There we go. And we have the same thing, it's just smaller. We made our lines a little bit smaller. Then the part where we make them into those tiny teardrops so that we have something to color in. Now you'll notice that none of my teardrop shapes are really touching, and I'm trying to do that on purpose because we kind of want all of the teardrops to be exploding away from each other. But if on accident one of your teardrops bumps into the other, that's okay. It's no big deal. Just try your best to not let them touch. But, you know, whatever works. It's not a big deal if one of them kind of bumps into the other. Because fireworks are these big, messy explosions. So they just kind of shoot out in whatever direction they can. There we go, just like that. And then last but not least, I don't need that dot anymore. So I can just erase it. There we go. Now, again, I did that really fast, and it's okay if you didn't keep up, no big deal. But what I want you to do for your drawing today is I want you to draw me a bunch of different fireworks all over the place. Okay, so I've got room down here for another one. I've got room over here, and I'm gonna make a firework in each one of those spaces. Now, there's lots of different ways that you could do this. You can do the normal circle fireworks that I just showed you with the teardrop shapes, just like this. And if you really wanted to make it fun, hold on, you could turn it into kind of like a shooting star firework. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. I've got all of my teardrops, right? There we go. And then I'm gonna have some lines coming down in one direction, so big, long, curved lines like this, so that I know which direction my shooting star is headed in. And then I can turn those into shapes too. So instead of doing long, skinny teardrops, I'm just gonna draw a straight line like that, so it makes a long, skinny triangle. Long, skinny triangle. But it's your firework, so you get to kind of make it your own. But now, it looks like I have a firework that kind of shot up into the sky this way and came over and then boom, right there. So those are the lines that show me what direction my firework is coming in. And if you want to do them like that, then go for it. Absolutely, that would be super cool. It's your fireworks, it's your night, so you get to kind of make them however you want them to be. Maybe you want to try making some in different shapes. You know, maybe you have some that kind of did a really cool design. It's up to you. You get to decide how you want to do it. I really like just the simple circle ones. So that's what I'm going to do for mine. But if you want to make yours different, everybody's fireworks can be different. It's totally up to you. That teardrop didn't do so good. I gotta come back and fix that one. But that's okay. It's not the end of the world. All right, so that is your job for today. I want you to draw your own fireworks. But what I'd also like you to do is I want you to turn it into a picture. So here's what I was working on with some of my other students in a different video. It's the same thing, but I went down here at the bottom and I drew a little tiny hill, and then a little blanket, and some people sitting on the blanket watching the fireworks from above. Okay, same thing here. I started to color this one in already. I started using some different color oranges to color in my firework. I haven't done this one yet, but I'll probably do it either like a pink or a green. And down here, I drew my my backyard. I drew me. I drew my one dog who loves fireworks, so he has a little happy face. And then I drew my other dog who's kind of scared of fireworks, so I gave him just a little sad face. But he's okay now because the fireworks are over. I drew a fence in my backyard. I drew the grass in my backyard. And so here we are, safely in our backyard. Even though my little one was scared, he was totally safe. We're in my backyard and we're watching the beautiful fireworks from above. Okay, same thing here. We've got two people sitting on a blanket watching the beautiful fireworks. So what I would like for you guys to do is I want you to take the fireworks that we've drawn today, and I want you to, either on a different piece of paper or maybe on the back of this paper, I want you to draw me a picture of what you did for New Year's Eve. Okay, maybe you were already asleep. Maybe you're going to draw a little teeny tiny house with you asleep in a bed because you were too tired to stay up late and watch the fireworks, and that's okay. But I want you to draw for me what your New Year's Eve night looked like, and I want you to use these new fireworks that we have been practicing, that we just learned. All right, when you're done with that, you're going to color them in for me. Okay, so here is a night of fireworks from a few years ago, back when I lived all the way up in Flagstaff where the snow in the mountains is. So I drew some pictures. I drew a picture of the hills and the mountains, and then I have my friends and I on blankets sitting out watching the fireworks up by the moon. Remember, it's nighttime, so you wouldn't draw a sun, you would draw a moon because the fireworks are at night. And then I drew the mountains so that you would know that I was up in Flagstaff, up where the mountains are, and I colored the whole thing in. I didn't leave any white space except for, of course, where there was snow. And it's okay to leave white space for stuff like snow and clouds. But everything else I colored in. A long, long time ago, I used to live in a city in California, so I decided to draw that one as well. So here is my city. I just made some rectangle shapes that were all kind of connected together. And you don't have to, you don't have to know how to draw that. It's okay. Just draw your own buildings, draw your own picture. You don't have to copy mine. I wrote the words Happy New Year with a little exclamation point. And I have my beautiful fireworks. Now, on my two pictures that I've colored all the way in, I did yellow fireworks. And that was just because I felt like it. You don't have to do yellow fireworks if you don't want to. If you liked the way that the orange one looked here and you wanted to, I haven't finished it yet, but if you want to draw yours different colors, that's totally okay because fireworks are lots of different colors. So it's totally up to you. Now, I'm also going to spell out Happy New Year for you because a lot of friends have been asking me about how to spell Happy New Year. So right here in the corner, just so you guys have it, I'm going to write Happy New Year. H-A-P-P-Y, capital N, lowercase e, W, Happy New Y-E-A-R. Happy New Year. And of course, don't forget your exclamation point because it's very, very exciting. Awesome, awesome. And it is the year of 2021. 2021. That is the new year. Okay, so the rest of our class time is for you guys, okay? You are going to draw your fireworks. You're going to draw me a beautiful picture of you out wherever you were with your family or with your friends watching the fireworks. Even if you were asleep, you can draw a picture of you asleep in bed. And then you're going to color the whole thing in for me, okay? Take your time. Try not to leave any white space. Fill the whole thing in. And if you'd like to write Happy New Year, then you can write Happy New Year. Okay, now, even when the video is turned off, if you want to remember how to spell it or you need help, then just ask a family member and they can help you spell Happy New Year. And it is the year 2021. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you're super excited to draw all of your fireworks. Remember those long, skinny teardrops that we talked about? Take your time, go nice and slow. Draw your picture of your fireworks and where you were with your family, your pets, your friends, wherever you were. Draw that in, and then don't forget to color them in nice and pretty. Okay? Have fun. Go ahead and get started.